it should be the main reason for every life choice. I see so many examples and they constantly keep growing. The reason for me starting this YouTube channel is similar. Have you seen the acting? Have you noticed the storyboard? Have you heard the music? And I have valuable experience that I want to share with you. In this video, I want to talk about the practical reasons why I chose content marketing and what benefits I experience in my day-to-day life as someone who's been growing this field for the past 3 years, while changing companies, niches, and exploring different directions. So I won't be naming abstract points from books and job descriptions. I'll share real aspects of my job that I experience on a regular basis and enjoy the most. If you're considering whether to choose content marketing as your career or as a marketing strategy for your brand, or if you're looking for reasons to love your content job, or if trying to understand what attracts you to this path except for it being fancy, you're very welcome here, get comfy, and let's get started. First point of why I chose content marketing, and it should be the main reason for every life choice, I love content. I love it in all its forms, including books, poetry, reading Instagram posts, or watching the creators grow on multiple social media platforms. I like good music, good storytelling, and I enjoy professional literature. Even before I started working in content, my life was connected to it in a way. I started writing poetry when I was 6. Slightly later, I started writing a book, which I obviously didn't finish because I was like 8 years old and that was a very fictional and a very long book planned. As I was growing up, I always enjoyed managing my personal social media, writing long posts and even polishing stories for hours until I liked how they looked. And I didn't do it because I liked doing something for the public or I cared what people would think of me. I simply enjoyed the process and obviously enjoyed the good result. The reason for me starting this YouTube channel is similar. I enjoy the process of creating and managing content, and I have valuable experience that I want to share with you. So having ideas and forming them into nice content with impact was my first call to choose content marketing. Second, when I see content pieces, be it online content or kind of physical, meaning books and even paintings, which are visual content as well, I always put myself in a position of the person or team who created this content piece. Even if I go to the movies, I won't judge the movie based solely on if I liked it and if it satisfied my consumer needs. I will also mind the cast, the acting, the scripts, the aspects of filming, locations, and all the work that was done behind the scenes. For example, let's talk about the Babylon movie. It was criticized and called disgusting for some elements that you normally wouldn't want to see present in the movie. However, have you seen the acting? Have you noticed the storyboard? Have you heard the music? That's not a movie, that's a masterpiece. Or a more popular example, Emily in Paris. It looks fabulous on the screen. It's so fancy you fall in love at first sight, but I was in Paris. I love this city. It's my second most favorite city on earth after Kyiv. Paris looks gorgeous, but I also was near the Emily's house and the Gabriel's restaurant. Do they look just as charming as on the screen? Probably not. And not because they don't look nice, but because of how good they look on set, thanks to what creators of Emily in Paris did. So that's my perspective, and it applies not only to exclusive masterpieces, but also to more day-to-day content like Instagram stories and TikToks, or even photos someone shares. When you work in content marketing, you understand that a 10-second video can take over an hour to make. A simple Instagram post can take a whole day to write when it contains an important message and has a goal behind it. And we live in a world full of content, so it opens my eyes much wider, understanding how each content piece is created. And it's a much more colorful experience living when you understand many more details than a regular consumer. Now I want to send a message to everyone who might still not be doing it. Please support the creators that you like. Buy the book of your favorite author, go to the concert of your favorite musician, interact with content on social media with all the buttons that you see. You can like, comment, subscribe, or share any post that you like. It takes 2 seconds of your time, but makes a huge difference for us creators. Third point of why I chose content marketing is because I didn't want to choose between a creative job and a technical one, and content marketing is somewhere in the middle. I always felt like, and I know many of you will relate to this, I'm not creative enough to be a crazy good designer or a creative writer, but also I'm not technical enough to be an engineer or something from that field. I was not too bad at both. I had some basic skills at maths and could potentially learn more, and I also could write and speak quite well. And also, I didn't want to choose between because I enjoyed both a little. What content marketing allows me to do is combine these two sides by requiring me to progress in both of them. As a content marketing, I need to create good content that attracts the attention of potential customers, and that includes writing, creating visuals, editing audio when needed. But at the same time, I also need to analyze how users behave. I still need to use the tools that help me identify how good or bad my content is on a technical side, if there are any potential issues, and sometimes when I don't understand how to make content good on creative side, technical really comes into play. So this balance allows me to grow both types of skills, but doesn't require me to be the best at every single one of them. And from this balance, I can point out the fourth reason of why I chose content marketing, which is diversity of daily tasks. There are days when I'm in the mood to generate crazy ideas or come up with new content formats or edit visuals. There are days when I want to focus and only write texts. There are days when I'm feeling organized and I want to manage and sort out all the tasks that I have, set deadlines, identify priorities. Obviously, like at any job, there are tasks that are first priority and need to be done right here and right now. But unless you're working under tons of pressure in a stressful environment, which is no good for any job, you'll have the freedom to diversify your schedule daily. You can choose days to do some monotonous tasks and days to manage and organize more complicated areas of your job. Does it mean that you'll always have unmeasured amounts of work and it never gets less? Yes. But it also impacts effectiveness in a very good way, because let's be honest, no human being can stay focused for as much time as needed to do a regular 9 to 5 or more. So if you have the opportunity to turn off your brain for a day and complete some monotonous editing, you will come back with your energy restored the next day and you'll be able to get back to the complicated tasks. Next point is that by choosing content marketing, you're choosing a broad niche where you can try multiple roles in the span of your career. In my personal experience, and I'm in content marketing for 3 years now, I have worked as a content manager optimizing content for Tier 1 markets. I have worked as a social media manager based in the UK, creating stories and publishing TikToks. I have worked as a freelance content writer, and I have full-time managed an international content team at a European startup. Now I've started this YouTube channel sharing my experience. I'm taking care of my personal Instagram, creating content and communicating with new followers there. My point is, I can choose what I want to do at the moment. I'm not limited by 3 standard tasks that I will be required to do for the rest of my life. I have already worked with 9 geos and 5 niches, and I'm only 21. I have changed the amount of hours I work a day from 2 all the way to 14 based on my current work-life situation. So the broadness of the niche gives me absolute freedom to choose whatever I want to do. Next reason is I can work remotely and I can change countries if needed. Of course, not every role you will find is remote. At some places you will need to take pictures or record videos yourself, which can also be an opportunity to travel for work. But there are multiple opportunities for remote roles. Businesses are going online. Young startups are opening up online because they want to save money on office spaces. Brands and companies are hiring people to do content for them remotely. And at some stage of your career, you will reach a point when you can contact someone that you like, a company, a brand, or a person, and you can say, hey, I can do this and this with content, and I see that I can be helpful for your brand in this way. So what do you think about our cooperation? And obviously you won't need to travel to them to provide this service. Next point, and I really love this one. When working with content, I am constantly pushed to work on my mindset. I need to read and to watch other people's content for the references. So watching TikToks can be a job, watching films and reading books can be a job. I need to form my thoughts in clear sentences so that I can deliver meaningful messages to the audience. And it's very helpful when you need to do it for a job, because this way you can see the general picture of your life more clear. I also need to analyze professional use cases and see how I can benefit from them in my career. And this list goes on, and I'm constantly pushed to my limits, because if you run out of ideas or references as a content manager, your growth stops right there. Surely you can work with what you already have in your head, but will it work well for you as a specialist? Probably not. You instantly become average, you don't provide any unique value to the company or the client you're working with. From this, we can smoothly move on to the next point, which is endless inspiration within the niche that I take from my colleagues. I see so many examples of people who work in content marketing how they produce unique content, they provide value, they come up with new ideas, and they constantly keep growing. I'm talking about their skills with content creation, business management, launching products, changing companies they work for, or acquiring big clients. The niche is broad enough, and content nowadays is even considered a new category of employment, meaning you can own a business, you can be employed with a company or provide services to a client, and you can go full-time content. So it's very popular nowadays, and the amount of people who choose this path grows, and the quality and the effort they put in their job amazes me more and more every day. I genuinely love content field and people who work here, and I'm sure more young talents will join us soon. If you want to become one of them, I have shared some tips on how to get started in content marketing in this video. You can come check it out, and good luck to you on this path.